This is a lesson titled How to Write a Hook, and this will be helping you in two ways. The first way is part of part one, and you will be watching this video, it's a separate video, to teach you about different types of hooks. And so as you watch the video, you are going to fill in the blanks. Sometimes it's really clear what the blank goes in there, and other times you need to figure it out based on what he is saying in the video. So you'll do this first step, part one, to figure out the different ways, and there are 5 different ways to create a hook and how to avoid a bad hook. After you complete part one, you'll select this video link for part one, you'll return to this video to do part two. So go ahead and select the other video and pause this one to complete part one. Now we're going to start part two. The directions start with copy and paste your overview and thesis and write your hook box below. So you'll notice there's 2 different boxes. The first one says model hook and the second one says write your hook. I'm going to model how you should write your hook with step 1. I'll start by looking at the 3-paragraph essay outline. Now I'm going to be looking at mine, which is the model or example essay outline. You need to now pause the video and open up your essay outline. So you should have 2 tabs open, one for the essay outline and one for this lesson. And again, we need to copy and paste the overview and the thesis. So I'll start by copying and pasting my overview. And I will do that here. And come over here, and underneath here I'll hit the return and I'll go like that. And then I will come back and I will copy and paste my thesis statement. My thesis statement is definitely going to be a little different than your thesis statement. And now I've got it together. Notice how I did not make it separate like this. I didn't do that because these are going to be together as part of the introduction. The only part of the introduction we're missing now is the hook. Go ahead and get your overview and thesis and copy and paste it down below here. You do not have to copy mine. You can if you want to copy and put it in the model one, but you don't have to put it in the model one. Once you've got your overview and thesis down here, we'll go up to step 2, and it says highlight words from your overview and thesis that could help you focus your hook. Now, for me, I think I believe this part here, humans desire for everyone to be equal, because again, remember our writing prompt has to do with human nature. So I'm going to highlight that. And I looked at this part and it talks about being dehumanized, and here we have human nature, and I thought these might be 2 important aspects that I need to make sure are part of my hook. And the reason I highlighted them is just to help me with my brainstorming. Now my next step is to review the hook options from up here. So as I'm thinking about it, there's different ones I could do, and I think what I'll do is after looking them over, I will decide I'm going to do this first one. And this one is the inverted pyramid, where I start with a broad abstract statement and then narrow it down to the thesis. Coming back down here, I decided I wanted to start with the idea of in the Constitution, the line about everyone is created equal. So I spent a little bit of time on this. I won't take you through every step of my thought process, but I did some research on the Declaration of Independence, and I wrote, when the Founding Fathers created the Declaration of Independence, they included the phrase, all men were created equal, since it's human nature to strive to be equal. However, it was unclear how that would be interpreted, much less achieved. What does equal really mean? Now remember, as part of the hook, you need to have a transition into the thesis. And in some ways, the overview is the transition. But I felt like I could connect it a little bit more, so I'm going to slightly rephrase the overview. So what I'm going to do here is write the dystopian genre typically explores what can happen when people attempt to create an improved world. And you can often find characteristics such as, and I have my two characteristics. Now I feel like this is a better transition because now I'm including this idea of people creating an improved world. And that was part of my hook, is that the Declaration was trying to create an improved world. So I feel like this is going to make my overview more of a transition into my thesis. So your step here is going to, now I had this like it was about 1 to 3 sentences. And so you're going to do the same where you create a hook for your overview and thesis, and make sure that it tries to flow. So now we've got the model one, which turns into, this is your whole, or my whole introduction for my model essay, and you are going to write your hook that will flow into your overview and thesis. The last step, which we will be doing soon, not just now, but I just want you to understand that your hook plus the overview plus the thesis equals your introduction paragraph. And in a follow-up lesson, you will be able to come over here and copy and paste your introduction into your essay. Good luck.